Hi, if you came across this video, it's because you clicked on it based on the title, Lilith in the second house. If you are maybe researching for yourself because you have it natally or you're going through it transitionally, just maybe curious about it and you want to learn about it, I'm here to help with that. So, alright, Lilith in the second house. Let's start off with where Lilith came from. She's Adam's original first wife. They didn't mesh well because they both were authoritative and dominant, and she didn't want to be submissive. He didn't like that, and he casted her out, shamed her. She felt repressed for that, and he basically grew out Eve out of his rib, and he felt like they were the perfect match in his eyes. Lilith is there to show you where you are repressed, where you are feeling shamed, and where you feel judged. Also where you feel empowered as well. So it can come with negatives and positives. The negative is there to manifest for you to use it in a positive way as well. It's not only just negative. A lot of people think it's just your dark side, but it's also how your environment portrays onto you, and it will manifest within. So, okay, Lilith in the second house. Second house is all about family, self-worth, food, material, making your money, and it's also about your face and your oral. It could be about that, so like your teeth and things like that. That's more in the Vedic energy, I feel like, but I definitely want to implement that. I do feel like it does have a big theme. So, okay. I'll give you a couple examples. I'm going to start off with a celebrity. One celebrity that I can think of that for sure gives me that extra energy, Lilith second house, is Ariana Grande. There's a couple other celebrities, but like specifically her, she's so easy to depict how Lilith looks like in the second house. So she definitely has made, through her reputation, a lot of sexual songs, and the way she makes money is through expressing herself in a very, very dark, authentic way, which is sexual in her music. Not all her music is about that, but it definitely has a lot playfulness in that. So an example would be Side to Side. I think it goes, been here all night, been here all day, boy, got me walking side to side, saying like they had sex so much that like now she's like wobbling, you know. Also, she uses her music in a way where she's very independent, and I got it, and I'm like that boss girl, and I have money. So a good example would be I want it, I got it, I want it, I got it, you like my hair, do you think I bought it? Like, she has these very, I guess, empowering songs as well, which a lot of women liked at that time, because a lot of women who were going through it too, with, who knows, heartbreak and just like a lot of things, they felt empowered with that kind of music. Some people didn't like it, and they were like, oh, like, why is she saying that? Like, what kind of lyrics is that? Like, that's just weird, you know? So there's a part where it does empower others, but there's a part where people are judging you, and they're very like, okay, like, why are you being inappropriate? Why are you acting like you do everything on your own? Like, it's just like a whole controversial kind of stuff that people throw in here and there. So yeah, that's like an example with her music. Another example is Lilith can repress herself a lot in the second house, which is orally. So there could be eating disorders. She is known to have that controversy where people are shaming her, like telling her like, oh, you have an eating disorder. Lilith is known to repress herself in that way, to get power in some way. There might be a sense of control within yourself. You could feel with your sense of worth, if I'm not blank, then I don't have self-worth. You may not think that, but it could be linked with your subconscious as well. You should look at what zodiac or what planet you have and link that and see if it connects with the 12th house. Lilith also wants to be independent in this second house energy. So you would feel that money making energy where I got it, like I'm taking control. No one can make me feel in poverty or whatever. Like, I'm going to be building my material wealth, my material security. You might not feel like you want to rely on anyone else. You just want to feel secure, like you're in control. I'm getting a lot of control. The second house and eighth house correlates with each other with that part with control. Although eighth house is like power dynamics, the second house is control with material. Like, you own this. I own this house. I own this. No one can take this from me. It's very that energy. Another thing that can manifest with the Lilith in the second house would have to be with a dark energy with family. Maybe you have been repressed by your family. They may have given you comments and maybe taken things away from you, which is not good for a child. Actually, I've read books about children where you want to make sure you never feel like they lack. It's not about spoiling them technically, but they should feel worthy enough to eat food. You want to build a good relationship with that child with a lot of things in their life, with food, material, things like that. You don't want to make them feel like, oh, I don't want to buy, it's like $3, like we shouldn't buy that. You know how that energy can manifest when you tell that person, or sometimes it sucks, sometimes it's from poverty, so I don't blame the circumstances of why they can't provide. But let's go back to the family. The family can make that person or you feel very repressed, very like you're not worth. They made you feel that way, and it could feel like you have abandonment issues as well. I know that's a big theme in the second house with the worthy part. Maybe you felt like it was taken away, a lot of important things in your life, including family. So now you feel like you want to take control, and you may use shopping or some form of material world, with whether it's food or something that makes you feel like you're coping, and it makes you feel like I got this and I'm in control, and as long as I have this, then I'm good to go. It's very like that energy. That's like more of the wounded in the Lilith energy. If you happen to have, let's say, cancer is associated with the mother, so you may feel like that mother may have repressed herself too, orally, or when I say orally, I mean like eating disorders, you know. Or let's say, I'm going to give a couple examples, so I'm just going to think of a random thing. Let's say it's Gemini, second house, Lilith. Maybe you felt like you were ashamed with your communication style when it came to making your finances, kind of like Ariana Grande. She has made I guess controversial music throughout her career, where some people just can't stand it. They're like, how dare you even make a song like that? I also am getting that you might be open to, like, this is not for everyone, okay? Everyone is very unique and different and complex, but I definitely feel like you may be open or empowered by doing OnlyFans or doing something that's more, let's say you work at a place that is a sex shop and you actually genuinely love it, like you know everything about the vibrators and the suction cups, and you like all that kinky stuff. Gemini there could also like to work in places like that, where not all the time, they love thinking more than anything, but sometimes they're into cosplay, and you might like that stuff too, and people might find that very taboo, and like, oh, you work at a sex store, like what's wrong with you? And there's nothing wrong with you. I'm very open with that stuff. Every time I've gone to sex stores, and I think it's very fun and playful, and it's, if you have an open mind, there's nothing to have shame about those things. And I definitely feel like you want to make your money in your terms, and you want to feel like no one's holding you in a box, that you can't be in a box. You have to let yourself express yourself some way. It's gonna explode. Lilith anywhere, if you don't do something about it, it's gonna manifest in a way where you're going to explode. Like, you're gonna have to show something about yourself in that way. So getting that maybe the way you make money, others might want it, so they might like your success. Let's say you're a woman or a man, whoever you are, identify, and the other opposite sex, or whoever, honestly whoever at this point that you're into, wants to interact with you. They might like you based on that you are providing energy. You have like this assertiveness where you make money, so be careful with that. People might also want to use you for that material gain or wealth. People might also project things onto you and make you feel shame for making good money. Definitely one of your partners could feel like, oh, you make more money than me, I feel insecure, like this is a problem, I don't know if this is gonna work out, but like I want you, but at the same time you make me feel like crap, it's your fault. Like it's that energy as well, which kind of sucks. That kind of sucks because it's not your fault if you're successful or you make money or you're a boss, bitch. It could be that you worked at a place that someone deteriorated your self-worth. It could be a coworker, it could be a boss. They did something to you where it kind of like messed up with your self-worth, and now you have to regain your power again. It could also be that you dated someone at your workforce in some way. I think Robert Pattinson, I don't think he has Lilith in the second house. People do say sometimes he has that, but I see it more in the first house for him. But let's say if it was in the second house, he's a really good example. He fell in love with Kristen Stewart in Twilight, and then she broke his heart. So that could have done something to his self-worth after. That's like an example. I don't really know if he actually has Lilith in the second house, because it doesn't give me reassurance online. I did research and I was like, I feel like it's either in the first house, second house, so I can't really be like for sure. You can also take your power back by, if you felt like you were repressed in any way as a child with money or finances or things or food or anything, you can take your power back and heal from that, and really empower others as well, that you can be independent, you can nourish yourself, indulge in ways that is best suited for you. You can make money in the way that you want, even if it's sexual, and that's okay. Like there's nothing wrong with being sexual. Oh, another last thing I do want to mention. I know this Lilith in the second house is kind of long, but I think I'm getting all the information now. So another last thing I do want to mention is that sometimes you can be sexualized when it comes to making money, or you could want to be sexually attractive in your workforce. So for example, I don't have Lilith in the second house, but I definitely, when I was a server, I definitely felt like I needed to look appealing, like very, or you can even use your voice like sexually, because sometimes some people have a very seductive voice, so you can use your voice to attract customers or attract people and others. You can use your sexual appeal, your physical appearance, to look very extra nice. So for example, I know there's like a whole thing about servers, if they wear the braids you'll get more tips. I have tried that. I've been a server for like years, maybe 8 years, and from my experience, when I dolled up, I got so many tips. And at first it was like playful. I just want to have fun. I want to feel cute at work. But then I noticed the very specific days that I wore the braids or anything I did special with like curly hair or something, you do attract more tips, believe it or not. And it's not just from the opposite sex. Sometimes the same gender is like, oh my gosh, like I appreciate like the way you smell, like something, and they end up like vibing well with you or something. People like looking at things that are physically attracting, is rewarding to the brain. So you might want to use that in a way to make money. You don't have to go there either. You don't have to be explicit or sexually there out there, but it could mean that you're open for that. And you definitely can take advantage of those things. There's like different ways that Lilith can play in the second house with this. It's not all just like wounded energy. Sometimes you can take your power and be like, yes, this is how I'm gonna make my money. And yeah, that's the energy of Lilith in the second house based on my perception of how I studied and viewed it. And yeah, I hope this helped anyone. You can go ahead and comment and let me know if this is your Lilith, or if you know anyone who has Lilith in the second house. I love talking about astrology. This is just my passion and fun. And yeah, go ahead and like if you liked, Subscribe if you want more. I'll be posting more Lilith energy, possibly more astrology as well. I do tarot. I'm a psychic reader as well, but whatever you want to watch, it's up to you. I love you. Take care. And yeah, bye.